Hi everyone, welcome back to Everyday Chat with Hassan. It's been a while since the last interview. However, I hope to be doing these weekly from now on. Today's guest is Oliver, but to most listeners, you'll know him by his online name of Talented Duck. So thanks for joining me today, Oliver, or Talented Duck. Give our listeners a little introduction. Tell them a little bit about you.
So yeah, you've just said both my names. Like one's my real name and the other's like sort of my alter ego now. I've been known as it for the last 8 years, I'd say. The
Yeah.
story of the name was back in 2013 when I first started playing Xbox and it gave me a random name. I was going to change it but couldn't find out how to, so I just stuck with it and I haven't looked back since.
Well, that was actually going to be my first question. But let's move on then to the second topic. I was going to talk about your epilepsy story. So before we get into your story, in case any listeners don't know what it is or need some more explanations or something, just tell us a bit more about the condition.
So it's a neuro condition, so it's a brain condition, and it can be different things. Like some people often associate it with like flashing lights, like strobe lights and such, but with mine, that's not the case. Mine's more, I can't really describe it. It doesn't really have any triggers because I've not obviously had one in almost 2 years, but I think things like stress and like pressure and like just feeling anxious and that can cause it. I mean, that's sort of what happened to me back in 2019 when it started happening.
Yeah, okay, so 2019 was the first time you experienced this.
Yes.
So are you comfortable about sharing your story with the listeners?
Yeah, of course. I'm happy to. I usually tell people, anyways, depending if I trust them, but I trust your listeners, obviously. So yeah, I'm happy to say.
Okay, well, I'll let you share your story then.
So it was after school, and this was during GCSEs. American viewers, I'm not sure what the equivalent is for exams over there, but this was when I was 16, and I was leaving school, and I felt like I did bad on a test, but I felt fine like after. Like, I was talking to one of my friends up at the car park at the school, and just as I was walking down, I started feeling funny, like my head was twitching to the side, and I kept on like hearing things, and my arm went dead. Like it was holding in front because I couldn't feel it. I managed to cross the road, but then I collapsed, and then on the impact of the collapsing, I hit my fist on the concrete floor, and I still to this day I have a scar on my knuckle from it. But the main thing was that I smashed my head on the traffic light post
Oh my God.
upon impact. But the weird thing is, though, I still don't know to this day. After I like came around, waking up was a bad thing as well because I kept on hearing noises. I can't describe the noise, but I kept on hearing this noise in my head.
Yeah. So you said you hurt your
Obviously,
head on the lamppost. Sorry, but did you get any injuries then from when you collapsed?
um, I did get a facial wound like around my eye and like the side of my face. Like it was just like one half of my face. Obviously,
Yeah.
I got the cut on my knuckle, which I still have the scar today.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Mm.
I didn't wake up with any like headaches or head injuries or anything like that, which I still find weird to this day.
Mm.
Like most people, like they thought I was concussed because my mum, when she found me, when she got the call, like, oh, Oliver's collapsed, she noticed that my eyes were like bright. I mean, I have blue eyes anyways, but they were like a bright blue, like so. So she just thought something might be up, but no, no concussion or head injury whatsoever, and
Oh,
it was a
wow.
massive impact.
Yeah.
I remember passing out.
Yeah. Well, I guess you're lucky then that you didn't get a concussion or anything. Did you
Very
ever
lucky,
find
yeah.
out what caused that to happen? Was it stress because of your exams, or Do you know what caused it?
Um, I will tell you in a bit, but there were two other incidents with them, which, if I'm allowed to explain.
Yeah, go for it.
So the second one was a bit different. Like it was when I was asleep and I woke up in the morning and I knew I was because I like said I felt it briefly and I collapsed and then I just woke up normal. Thought it was just like a dream or something. But my mum came in and told me I had another seizure and I fell out of bed because my brother could hear me next door because his room's next door to me and he could hear like banging and such and
Yeah,
you could hear like the noise I was making because I was just making this like really weird noise. I can't obviously replicate it because
yeah, of course.
but it's just like it's just it was just like a weird yeah, it was just a weird noise. Like I just like couldn't speak or anything. I mean, it was like my speech was slurred when I woke up from these. Was probably
Okay.
why. But
Yeah,
the third and final one, which I last had, and hopefully I have no more. Like I pray I don't.
yeah,
Was I was at home and I was just sat on the sofa and I was playing Xbox and I had like a bad game on this game I was playing and then just after I'd been feeling bad all that day, so that's probably what caused it as well. And
yeah,
but yeah, like we were saying before, I did find out because I did have like scans and such, and I went to see a GP. And what they found out was the like part of my brain was slightly undeveloped to other parts. Like a normal,
okay.
like I have a normal brain still, but
Yeah,
a non-epileptic person has like a fully developed brain. Like there's no undeveloped parts. Well, mine, but I'm not sure if every brain is like fully developed or
yeah.
whatsoever. But yeah,
Okay.
that's what caused it, and on top of that, stress like
Yeah,
made
the
it
stress doesn't
implode.
help.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it.
So when was this third one that you had? How recent was that?
They were all in 2019. The first one was May 21st because I keep track of them.
Yeah.
I still remember. The second one was on the 1st of June, and then the last one I had was on the 16th of June. So I'm almost 2 years free. 2 years next month.
Hopefully you don't experience these again, but do you take any treatment to prevent epilepsy or the seizures? Any medications or any?
I take medication.
Okay.
Now I've been taking that for almost 2 years as well.
Okay, yeah, that must help then with everything. Okay,
Yeah, it
so
has done.
let's move on to the next topic. So around the same time you experienced your first seizure, you told me you also experienced a growth in confidence. Tell us a bit more about that.
So I used to be like a very shy, yeah, like a very shy guy. Like I'd only talk to certain people, aka my friends, like, and I'd only briefly talk to people. I was scared to like ask stuff in class and that.
Yeah,
But ever since like that happened, I just felt like it was like a turning. I mean, I went on this residential thing called NCS, which is a UK based thing. I'm not sure if anywhere else has it, but I explained like my story to my group, and then I was and I've never met them before. I mean, I was with two of my friends, but the rest of them I never met before, and I just like opened up about it, and ever since then I've grown in confidence. Like I'm able to meet new people, talk to them, and just start a conversation, which I never used to be able to do.
yeah. But you mentioned NCS. What is that?
So it's like a residential thing. I think it stands for like National Citizen Service or something. But
Yeah.
if you think of the Duke of Edinburgh Award, it's a
Oh,
bit like
okay.
that. But
Okay,
like
yeah.
it lasts for 3 weeks, but there's like different themes. Like the first week's like outdoors, like you do mountain walking and like rock
Okay.
climbing and such.
Yeah.
The second one's like living on your like in a university type building. Like
Yeah,
what it's like if you ever go to university or think about going to university, it just gives you that experience.
yeah.
But then the third week's like you do something for like the community, like you do work for like a charity or something like that.
Okay, wow. Yeah, that sounds good to be honest. So, do you think your growth in confidence was related to your epilepsy and seizures?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, before that, like even the day after I had my first one, like I had the option not to go to school, but I chose to anyways. And then I was
Yeah,
just not afraid to like tell people, because obviously they're asking how I got the wound on my face,
yeah,
and I
yeah,
just wasn't afraid to tell people how it happened. I was like, I collapsed on a traffic light post and I had a seizure.
yeah. Okay. So how has your life changed since you've become more confident? I imagine it's easier to make friends and stuff like that, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's also had an impact on Habbo as well, because I only got back on Habbo in February because I couldn't
Yeah,
get on it for years with Flash, but obviously Flash disappeared at the end of last year, and
yeah,
I'm able to talk to people on there, and that's how obviously I've got into like making friends on Habbo, and WWE helped as well because I've made
yeah.
friends on
So,
there.
so for those who don't know, Habbo is an online chat room where it's quite good to make friends and you can play games and stuff like that. Um, okay, so do you have any advice for people who might be struggling with their confidence? How can they overcome it?
Just be yourself, like don't try acting like big. Well, don't act big for your boots. Like think you can do stuff but can't. But just act natural, and like just try and try and relate to people. Like for
Yeah,
example, if you like football, talk to someone who likes football, and then
yeah, yeah,
you can like link, you can have things in common with people.
yeah,
That's sort of how I did it as well. After like I was like, oh, do you like football? Yes, I do. What team do you support? General
yeah, yeah,
conversation's the key, I think.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, that is good advice. Okay, so you mentioned the Duke of Edinburgh Award, and I know you're really interested in the royal family. So what is it about them that interests you?
Well, I've always liked the royal family all these years, but it wasn't until recently when Prince Philip, the Duke of Edinburgh, passed away, because on the TV they were showing all documentaries and such about him, and there was obviously what impact he had on the royal family, like. And then I was just watching them, and I was like, "There's more to the royal family than I ever thought,"
Yeah, they are
which is
really
how I gained an
interesting, yeah.
interest. Yeah,
So it's
they're
quite a
very
recent
interesting.
interest, yeah. So
Yeah,
do you have
but
go on?
I have always liked them. I've always respected them. I mean,
Yeah,
obviously the Queen. Well, I've been brought up with the Queen's rule,
yeah, yeah.
but that that's just like elevated my interest.
Okay, so now we're gonna play this or that, but it's gonna be with a twist. It's a royal family edition. You ready?
Yes.
Okay, let's go. Buckingham Palace or Windsor Castle?
Um, if it's well, I know where both places. I've been to Windsor. Well, just the town. I mean, I went just for Legoland, but I know where the castle is, but I've never been. But Buckingham Palace, I've been twice,
Okay, so you
and
pick Buckingham
that's
Palace.
what I got brought up with. Like, obviously, that's how I know where the Queen lives
Yeah,
or
yeah.
live. I'm not sure if she still lives there anymore, but I'd say Buckingham Palace for this one.
Okay, next
Mm.
question. Kate Middleton or Meghan Markle?
Kate Middleton straight away.
Yeah. Okay, Prince William or Prince Harry?
um, well, I did used to like them both based on recent events. I'd have to say Prince William.
Yeah, I would agree with both of them answers. Okay, royal pets. So the Queen's corgis or horses?
Corgis.
Yeah. Okay, Princess Beatrice or Princess Eugenie. I hope I pronounced the names correctly.
Yeah, I think you. I was watching it. That's another documentary I was watching on, but they're both good people. I mean, obviously, what they went through, like their parents, well, Prince Andrew and Sarah Ferguson split up, and
Yeah.
there's been the news about Prince Andrew, the accusations and such.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's a
Mm.
tough one to decide.
Yeah, I wouldn't know who to pick. They both seem quite good people, yeah. But do you have
I'd
any?
probably split it even. I
Yeah,
probably
okay.
wouldn't give one straight answer. Just both of
Okay.
them, I'd say.
Okay, cool. Okay, so staying on the royal family theme, we'll play another game, but it's going to be some questions about the royal family. But these questions are quite random, so if you do know the answers, I'd actually be quite surprised. So the
Okay.
first question is, who was the UK's first royal bride to have a university degree?
Um, I want to say Kate Middleton.
Okay, well, yeah, she was. She graduated with a degree in art from the University of St. Andrews in 2005. Okay, next question. The royal family are banned from eating a certain food. What food is that?
Um, Things that I've been through this before, but I can't remember if it's the right thing. But I want to say swan.
So the answer which I've got here is shellfish. It actually is to make sure that no one gets food poisoning. They probably are banned from eating other things as well, but
Okay, yeah, yeah.
yeah. So true or false, Prince Philip and the Queen were related before they got married.
That is true because, as these documentaries said after he passed, they're like, I think they're third cousins or something,
Yeah,
but they're
the
both
third
related to Queen
cousins.
Victoria. Obviously,
Yes,
they didn't know until they met.
yeah, their great grandparents were Queen Victoria and Prince Albert, and they were actually first cousins, the great grandparents. Okay, last question on this. True or false, the Queen does not pay any taxes.
Um, I think that's true that she doesn't.
It's false. She does pay taxes, although it's not a requirement. She pays them as a volunteer since 1992. Okay, so that's it for the questions. You got, was it one correct? But yeah, these are, you got two correct. So that
It's better
not
than
bad.
nothing.
Yeah, 2 out of 4, that's not bad, 50%. Okay, so some more questions now, but these are from the viewers sent in for you. You might have already answered these, but I'll just repeat them and you can give another answer. So firstly, Wiz asks, how is it living with epilepsy?
Mm, It's it's still at the back of my mind that I still have this. Well, it's not a disability, but this condition.
Yeah,
It changed my life
yeah, of
after it
course.
happened, but at first it was like it was, well, hell on earth as I describe it. I was struggling to, why have I got this? Why me?
Mm,
But it's my dad just says normally like you'd still living a normal life, but I still have to take like my medication and such, which still reminds me that I have this thing, and
yeah,
I
yeah.
always will, probably.
Mm, yeah. Well, it's good that you're managing it now, and hopefully you don't experience those seizures again. Okay, Wiz also asked another question. He says, you're into gaming. What sort of games do you like?
I like a mix of games. I mean, the games I currently play are like sport games, like FIFA and
Okay.
F1 are the big ones at the minute. But I also like other games like GTA 5,
Yeah, yeah,
Red Dead Redemption. But I've always been a gaming person, so
yeah. Okay, so Lydia, she also asks a gaming question. What is your favorite video game of all time?
wow, that's a tough one.
Yeah. You can name a few if you want to.
I'd probably say some of. Can I name like a series?
Yeah, go for it.
I'd probably say the top three are the Mario games.
Oh yeah, those are good.
Um, Probably the Sonic games as well, because I used to play Sonic a lot.
Yeah,
But in terms of like modern, I'd probably say, I'd probably say GTA 5.
GTA. Yeah, that game is amazing. Okay, so you mentioned WWE a bit earlier, and Lauren, aka Poppy, she asks, who is your favorite WWE wrestler?
Like the games, I do have a few. I mean, when I got interested in 2013, Daniel Bryan was the first
Yeah,
wrestler
he's good.
because I just
Yeah.
thought he was a role model and he was just entertaining to watch.
Do you have any others, or is he just your overall favorite?
But my other favorites would probably be The Undertaker because again he's
Okay,
another
yeah.
icon. Uh, Stone Cold Steve Austin and Mick Foley, I'd say, are my favorites.
Okay, so last question from the viewers. Maya asks, what is your favorite place to travel, and also what is your dream travel destination?
Um, Hard question, geez. But my favorite place probably up to Newcastle and like the northeast areas because that's where my family are based mostly.
Okay,
But that's in terms of like England. I mean, I'll just travel anywhere as long as it's safe to go to. But like I have many dream travel locations like America and such, or even the
yeah,
world.
yeah. Where in America?
Um, like I'd probably say Florida or somewhere.
Yeah, okay. Well, yeah, that's it from the listeners' questions. Do you have any final comments for the listeners?
Yes. Be well. I don't know if you like say this or not, but like make sure you tune into future podcasts with Hassan here. I mean, he's a great host, and I've loved being on this. I've been waiting a long time to be on this, and it's been worth it.
Yeah, well, thank you for joining me, and thanks for always supporting all the other interviews. I know you've been into them and given positive feedback.
My pleasure.
Everyone else, if you enjoy this, please do comment, subscribe, and like this video. And thanks, Oliver, for joining me and sharing your story. I'll be back next week with another interview.